On today's episode of Science with Nate and Casey, we are now YouTube certified master technicians, so we're going to show you what happens when you put DEF in your fuel tank.
Well, this is just a window sticker. I was kind of really wanting the arm patch.
I'm sure we can find someone to make one.
So this customer put DEF in their fuel tank, and it's a insurance claim. So we took a fuel sample and we saved it, and this is what DEF looks like. All of the diesel is completely gone. That was half full of diesel.
So it ate the diesel?
It ate the diesel and ruined my shelf.
Yeah.
So this wasn't a good enough presentation that there's contamination in the fuel system.
So the insurance company now wants proof that it's contaminated.
Yeah.
And so, that was not good enough. Hey, did you have breakfast without me?
You just showed up with no breakfast for me. Come on, let's do this.
I did. I totally just walked in with biscuits and gravy and didn't bring Nate any, so I guess fair is fair.
Yeah, so they want us to drain take the fuel filter and
hey, check out this thing.
I know. I think I'm gonna have to start paying insurance on it or something.
Yeah, I think it's been in your yard longer than it's been in mine.
Dude. On today's episode of Don't Do That Auto Mechanics. Don't do that.
Oh, this whole thing.
I was watching that YouTube video in hopes that I didn't have to get down here twice. There it is. So we took that sample from right here. Look at that. The YouTube video was right.
Between YouTube and Google, we can do anything.
I can't wait to get splashed with this death solution. This is my nice Cornwell sweatshirt too. Push my sleeves up.
I know a guy. So we get another one.
You can get larges and mediums. Trying to get 2XL or 3XL sweatshirts. Good luck.
If you go to CascadeHeavyRescue.com or CaseyLiddell.com, we go all the way up to 5X in our shirt and sweatshirt sizes.
Ooh, you can smell it.
The 5X or the DEF?
I think that 5X sweatshirt probably does have a smell to it too. Don't splash me. Oh God. Ooh, look at that.
You can see it.
It does not.
It's like milky.
I should probably go put a lockout tag up on this thing. Do not turn the key on.
It's not like it's gonna start.
Yeah, it'll pump it all over the freaking. They'll pump it all over the driveway.
And your whole parking lot will be all glittery. Stuff all over it.
Yeah, exactly.
What year is this truck?
This is a 2020. It's got an L5P Duramax, and this is. I think this is like a $20,000 estimate right now.
Because it went through the whole fuel system.
Yeah. Alliant Power does offer contamination kits, which is everything you need that's under the hood. But, you know, obviously you got to drop the fuel tank, drain the fuel tank completely. There's a sending unit in there you got to replace. You got to replace this whole housing. We quoted replacing all of the fuel lines because
you're never going to get it all the way out of there.
Well, this truck has a warranty on it still, and the customer brought up like, well, when this job's all done, is our warranty still going to be intact? So, you know, for me to say that, like, it needs literally every single thing that the diesel touches, and you know, if
which is a lot in these things.
A lot of pieces, yes, and obviously they have to be all GM parts. You know, if this thing has some sort of an issue, and it has aftermarket parts in it, you know, GM's not going to warranty anything.
Wow, look at it's like we're going gold panning. Look at that.
So the insurance adjuster asked for a picture. I wonder if a certified YouTube video would suffice.
Just send him a link to this
Oh
video.
my gosh, it looks like
Seriously, it looks like we're gold panning.
It looks like diarrhea.
We had two very different extremes of what we saw there.
I guess yours is more accurate because, like, this is a lot of money. toolbox.
Yeah, I'd set it on something else, like yeah. Move the brand new toolbox away.
I didn't want to touch it. Okay. How fast can you post this? Could we just send in this YouTube video?
I have this out today.
Michael, talked to you 10 minutes ago. There's your fuel filter.
Yeah.
He also... Oh, dang it!
What?
He asked me to get him pull codes. You gotta turn the key on, pull codes.
Can you pull a fuel pump fuse?
I'm just gonna put the thing back in. What's it gonna do? Contaminate itself? Take the fuel filter, like just dump the fuel filter into that bucket and just screw it back on.
You could, yeah.
I left my wrench on the ground. No, I didn't.
Whew.
Need to get on there and give that guy a like.
Okay.
36 millimeter.
Oh.
A YouTube video I watched when you were, or was watching when you showed up.
Oh, to see what tools you needed?
I rented a Bobcat this weekend too. Working in my yard.
I love the just hard left turn this time.
Yeah, it's ADHD, man. It's chase the dopamine. Anyway, so you have to return rental equipment with a full tank of fuel.
Yeah.
I couldn't find a fuel tank, and so I Google Bobcat T64 fuel fill location, and this video pops up. It's first one. It says, "You're watching this video because you rented a Bobcat and you need to return it full of fuel, and you don't know where the fuel fill thing is." And I was like, right. And then he showed it to me, and I liked it and filled it up.
Remember when we overloaded the scissor lift in the other shop over there, and then we used it to lift the lift up in the air, and then when you went to return it later after the video had been out, they were like, "So, we saw that."
Yeah. I don't go there. We're not name dropping them. WT Equipment though, on the north end of Bend, those guys are awesome.
What's up, Troy?
What's happening?
We're doing science.
Yeah.
So, do you know what that is in the bottom of this?
Yeah. What's your first?
I don't know. What did it come out of? What's that off?
A 2020 Duramax.
2020
So,
Duramax.
what do you think could have contaminated something so bad? When you...
Somebody put the wrong stuff in.
Yeah.
Yep. In the fuel tank and through the whole fuel system.
Nice.
LML Dormac. Inject a potty.
So years ago, when I was in Northern California doing low bed stuff,
Yeah.
I picked up a brand new Cat 325 excavator and delivered it to a customer.
Yeah.
And on their very first day of using it, the fuel truck showed up and the guy pumped the hydraulic fluid tank full of DEF.
No.
And then they ran it and pumped DEF through the whole hydraulic system of that excavator. So I had to go pick it up, haul it back to the dealer. What was a $500,000 machine? Very first time I went to fuel it up, the lube guy pumped full tank of DEF into the hydraulic tank. So, no. So I went back and had to go pick it back up, haul it back to the dealer. They flushed it all out and flushed it and flushed it and flushed it and said this thing will never be right because it's through that whole hydraulic system, and DEF eats the inside of those lines and pumps and valve bodies and everything else. So I hauled it back to them. They ran it for like a week, and then I went and picked it up and I hauled it to Ritchie Brothers. And it sold as a low hour new machine. Are you waiting for us?
No, I was thinking when auction vehicles come in here,
Yeah.
it's they didn't go to auction because they're a great vehicle.
Yeah. So back to our science experiment.
I'm gonna take it out of the sun just in case it wants to catch on fire. And I want to get a good picture of it for Michael.
Looks like a brain moving around in there.
I was kind of sad when I was making the estimate to fix this truck. I called Premier Performance to get a bunch of pricing stuff, and that guy's name was Jake, and I laughed and I was like, "Ha, I'm doing."
Hey, this filter is already crystallizing. Look at that.
I'm wondering how long I have to leave the thing there.
Look at it's like growing the crystals already.
Is it?
Yeah, look at that.
Oh yeah, there it goes.
It's been outside the truck for all of 15 minutes.
Maybe if we set it in the sun.
It was in the sun, you just moved it. Yeah, she's growing crystals already. Gonna look like that in no time. So you think that's gonna be enough to catch it all? So Nate's got to pull the codes out of this thing, which means turning it on, which means fuel pump's gonna fire up. So we're gonna see what kind of geyser of diesel def juice comes out. Oh yeah, like a racehorse. You better hurry up and get those codes.
Okay, it timed out. I was like, I think it's only gonna run for 20 seconds. It just shut off.
Perfect. You're good.
Good news is, there's no codes.
None.
Stored. Well, has a yaw rate sensor plausibility failure, which is nothing to do with the fuel system.
Yeah. So here's a question. Do we know how long this thing ran for before he realized what had happened?
I don't know. I mean, the thing does run. I'd start it, but I took the fuel filter out. And actually, there's a lockout tagout that says, "Do not start. Fuel line loose under hood," because Nate 2.0 cracked the fuel line loose up the engine and collected that sample to show like it's in the fuel filter and it's in the engine.
So that cup came out of...
That cup came out of this truck.
But up under the hood.
Mm-hmm.
So all that contamination in that cup is through the system.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which, I mean, obviously the longer you run the engine, the more it's going to circulate, but I mean,
it's already
it
there.
Doesn't take much to you know, do that.
And you notice what he said there? If one Nate wasn't bad enough at Elite Fleet, there's two Nates now. I would argue though on the who's number one and who's number two.
That's exactly what I said.
Because if we're going on a performance scale and not seniority, we might have to.
Even if we're seniority, I only said Nate 2.0 because that's what everybody else said. Somebody else said that I'm number one and he's number two, and I said no way, he's number one.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that.
I think I'm just gonna leave that pan there.
This is take apart Nate, and the other one's put back together Nate. I think that's probably the better way. I think that's the better way to classify that.
Well, just look inside the shop, man. There's like, what, 10 totes of 6.4 parts in there?
Well, that's because
yeah.
you keep blowing them up.
That truck's been sitting there for over 2 years, or I think right about 2 years. That one we just took the 6.4 out of it.
So Nate keeps buying 6.4s.
No,
and then
I don't. It's been, I'm sober for a year.
Since you bought one?
Yeah, I think I bought that red one a year ago, and the idea was to
how many miles did you put on that red one?
Not even 100. Yeah, the idea was to take the motor out of the red one and fix the gray one and put a 6.7 Cummins, which is the box truck. That motor's in that thing.
The box truck motor's now in?
The box truck motor's in that.
But it doesn't like run?
Not yet.
But it's in it?
But it's in it.
Okay. And then what's this Cummins here out of?
That's out of the other Cummins.
The
03.
03?
Cummins, yeah, the flatbed one.
Yeah.
And then this is the third core motor. So we took the motor out of the 6.4, I guess they're all 6.4s. We took the motor out of the 450, the red one.
Yep.
And it had spun main bearings, so that core was no good. And the motor that's out of the gray truck, that one...
Is it still sitting under the bench in the other shop?
No, it's over here. We took it all apart.
So Nate had a 6.4. It ran decent for a while. And then we remember...
Look at this Dodge guy.
That's just how you know I've been here.
It's like, well, do you want it to leak or do you want it to
So you know when the gray 6.4 had its kind of final in there? Remember when we went to the coast, to the dunes for your birthday? And we got there and you're like, why is my truck overheating?
Was that the blue one?
That was your gray
No, that was the gray one.
Gray one.
So, gold, because hella money. One of these lifter bores, it's probably not even that bad. I probably could have just fixed it the whole entire time. Yeah, it's that one right there.
Oh yeah, she's all chunky in there.
Yeah. One of my former mechanics took this motor apart and like had to force the lifter out of the bore. My machinist said, "Don't do that. Take the cam out and push the lifter through the motor." Like, you know, what's getting the lifter out going to get you? Like, the cam needs to come out anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So had that happened, we probably could have fixed this motor, but nobody in Oregon, or probably period, will bore and sleeve lifter bores. I guess it requires a bunch of tooling, and I don't know, I'm not a machinist, so.
Looks like we should buy some tooling.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's a dying trade.
Yeah,
Probably for a reason.
we decided to go to the dunes for Nate's birthday one year. There's a train. We got there. Nate's birthday present was losing the engine in his truck.
I think I limped it a lot longer than that.
No, because you drove it back over the mountain, pulling your trailer back home.
Uh-huh.
Drove around a little bit there, but
After
that was when it just started.
After that, we pulled the motor back apart. We put head gaskets in it and reused the ARP head studs. Put a bulletproof diesel supplemental oil cooler kit on it, and then I drove it for, I don't know, another year-ish, and then it just started ticking. And
6.4 things.
yeah.
So then your idea to fix that 6.4 was to buy another 6.4.
Yeah. And that crashed and burned.
And then your idea to fix that 6.4 was to buy the Dodge box truck that we picked up over in the valley and use the engine for that.
Right. And there's a third 6.4 too that I got from a customer. That one has a lot of miles on it. Neither one of those do. But that one is also at my house with a melted piston. So 3 strikes, you're out, 6.4. 6.4s are here for a good time, not a long time.
This thing is growing. It's amazing how quickly that's accelerating.
If I water it, will it grow?
I don't know what happens. Well, DEF is mostly water anyway, so I don't think that's it. You just gotta feed it diesel.
Does this come out? There you go.
Oh yeah, it's in there.
Ooh.
Oh, look at the sludge in the bottom of that.
Why is it spicy?
You know how much brake clean you're gonna have to use to clean this bench off now?
Oh man, dude, we got gypped. This is the low VOC. I don't know what VOC stands for. VOC. You want the red cap ones.
They saw your video and decided to throttle you down.
Maybe that's what it was.
Right. I do love how you have just the whole supply ready to go.
Yeah, man,
here.
we're ready to rock. Freaking.
Was this going to make it to lunch?
I do go through an exorbitant amount of brake clean. I love it when there's like tough truck events and people like invite me to them on Facebook.
Yeah.
Do more of that.
Okay. Nate likes tough trucking.
The Jeep's been on the trailer since November. So what is that? November.
Math.
So November, December, January, February, March, April. It's been there 6 months. Still broke. Ratchet straps holding control arms and axles in place, and I'm like all.
But you got another Jeep. This is what Nate does when he breaks something. In case you didn't notice, he just buys another one.
There's a pattern.
He just, instead of fixing the one that he broke, he just bought a whole nother one.
I wonder if there's a medication for this. Man, I feel like there's been a breakthrough with therapy or something. No more Facebook Marketplace for you, sir.
So, lesson for the day: when you put it in the wrong hole, things get angry.